go. Hello, everybody. This is Dev Talk having our Let's Read of Cupid. We are going to do the mature filter on just so that nobody sees anything they shouldn't. And here we go. Should I leave the music on for you guys, or do you want me to turn it off?
No, turn it off.
Okay.
At least turn it down. We're gonna be voicing the characters, so it's gonna
Yeah.
kinda
Okay.
be a problem. Yeah.
Man, someone's beating their meat hard.
Yeah, okay.
The true filter is on. I can make sure of it.
Okay.
Okay, who's the narrator again?
I don't know. Just give me a second. I just want to make sure my son's not gonna be too loud. If he is, he's probably gonna need me to move. So.
Narrator?
That's me. Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and start, yeah.
Okay.
I love you. I love you, I love you. I love you. There's no need to explain, it's only natural. A mother loves her okay. A mother loves her daughter more than anything else in the world. He hates you, doesn't he? The whole lot of them despise you, don't they? Chasing you into the forest and gouging a hole in your leg?
Ooh.
Yikes. All because you smiled at their husbands.
Wow.
And you know what? You deserve it.
Oh.
Freak! You disgusting, horrible, filthy little girl! Didn't I tell you to stay away from them? You never listen. Serves you right for being a little slut you are.
Oh.
Dots. But you don't have to worry, my darling. It's alright. Even if the whole world wishes you were dead, I promise you this. Your mother will always be by your side.
Yeah, calling you a slut.
With the knife.
Okay, who's priest?
It's got dark really quick.
Oh dear. Oh my goodness, child! Whatever has happened to you?
Ow. Narration.
I'm sorry, it hasn't panned up yet. A girl was slumped in the doorway, soaked by the rain. Her legs were covered in dirt and blood. She lifted her head upon hearing the priest's voice and stared at him with blank eyes.
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned.
Isn't it forgive me, for I have sinned?
Yeah.
She hobbled forwards, her bloodied leg giving way. Snapped like a Twix.
Ow.
Okay, Kit Kat, sorry. Went with the wrong one.
But it couldn't work horizontal.
That's one much better.
Yeah. Automatically, the priest rushed forward to steady her. Years of spiritual training had prepared him for the most unexpected guest to his church. He sprung into action. He ushered her to a pew, brought out some clean cloth and antiseptic, and began to bandage the wound on her leg. Yet throughout all of this, he found that he couldn't take his eyes off of her. He would be gazing at the roll of bandages in his hand, deciding how to tie them, and then out of nowhere he'd be staring into her eyes.
Dun dun dun.
That's actually kind of creepy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm honestly a priest staring into my eyes. I would be pretty freaked out.
Yeah.
Even with all the mud and grime smeared across her face, he couldn't deny that she was absolutely beautiful. How old was she? 20, 18, 16? This is getting increasingly dark. Her face was
illegal.
Well.
Actually 500. Her face was so young. The priest had long since expressed his desire for the opposite sex.
Yeah, right.
That doesn't happen. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty damn old. But somehow, something about her just enraptured him. When he realized his own thoughts, he quickly steered his mind towards other matters.
My child, what happened to you?
She seemed to take all the time in the world before responding.
He looked at me.
Look,
Man, that looks a good kill.
And he touched me. And then he started to kiss me.
At first, the priest didn't understand. Then he realized with a jolt of anger what she meant. It was happening more and more often nowadays. The men of France were all... God damn, it's in France. The young men of France these days were spirited, uncontrollable ruffians. Those dirty Frenchmen. A lady walking home by herself one night would be prey to a few number of them. Turned roving bands. Lust. One of the 7 deadly sins. The one that the priest personally despised the most. Furrowing his brow in sorrow, the priest laid a hand on her thigh. What?
Really comforting.
Wow.
Really comforting.
you are safe now, child. God's house is a sanctuary for the faithful. I almost said beautiful, what the fuck?
I don't think he'll protect me.
He looked at her in confusion.
You see, Father, I've sinned again.
Right there among the pews before the altar of God, she bowed her head.
I'm sorry.
Was she apologizing to him or someone else? Her hair hid her face and her eyes. How?
Yeah, it's so short.
I'm just like, how? And the priest could make neither head nor tail of her. He suddenly realized that his hand was still on her thigh. He hurried and drew it away.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
She repeated this phrase over and over.
I'm
And
sorry.
after a while, the priest got up.
I'm sorry.
Don't worry, child. You're not to blame. I will contact the local constable, but in the meantime, you're free to make yourself at home here. I will fetch you a hot drink.
Gonna bring her a martini.
Shut up.
He patted her hand and let go to the back room. She remained seated. Yeah, I'm reading. You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
Someone called narrator as I'm in the middle of reading. She remained seated on the pew, her head bent forward. As the priest's footsteps faded away, the entire church fell into silence.
I think we have to click again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. Now that it was the dead of night, the clouds covered the sky. Barely a sliver of moonlight filtered through the stained glass. The girl sat alone in a ring of darkness.
Ooh.
Da, da, da.
She opened her mouth.
No, I know. If I may say my piece, surely. Don't. Yes, mother. But he is so very, very kind.
Straw ball.
Ooh.
Are we doing a straw poll or are we doing the reactions vote?
Here's how we're gonna do it.
We're gonna do it southern like.
Shut up.
What you got against that?
Just.
How do I do it? Damn it.
Choose, not pick. God damn.
Damn it.
How about...
It's choose, Nico, not chose.
And you write VNs?
Yeah, but I have proofreaders.
Okay, so
That's why I need proofreaders.
so we're gonna say I fear for your safety then, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I fear for your safety, I guess. Oh, wait, I'm not this voice.
Yeah, that's.
I'll do this one if you want.
Yeah.
Child, follow mother's words and leave. You saw the look in his eyes, didn't you?
Don't.
You cannot stay here. Even a man of God can stain you with the filthiest colors.
Don't.
Be a good girl and follow mother's words.
so cold outside, Mother. The rain is not let up. Can't I stay?
Oh, what are we gonna do?
Oh, cheap then.
Too weak.
Alright.
Alrighty then.
I got a feeling if we rely on Dummy Code to do, or Spoopy to do this for us, we're gonna wind up in a bad end.
I suppose you can. But you must be wary of everyone in this church, do you understand? You are so weak, my darling. You give my heart so much pain.
I'm sorry, Mother. I'll try my best to stay out of trouble.
How am I going to mind you like this? You attract so much misfortune everywhere you go.
Oh gosh.
The choices are coming at us fast.
Are we
Yeah.
gonna go Renegade or Paragon?
Oh!
Oh shit. Oh shit. Alright, Renegade it is.
Okay, we're gonna say this is all your fault.
Yeah.
Why must you be like this? You are a blight to my heart. Oh, wow.
I'm sorry. It is all my fault.
The girl sat in silence. Mother was right after all. She was always right.
Mother.
Everything. Mother knows. Oh, everything was her fault. Her fist shook with a mixture of fear and conviction. She had to do penance.
Mother, give me strength. There is something I wish to do.
She gonna kill the priest. She's gonna kill the priest, isn't she?
Oh God.
I love the direction this is going already. The girl rose from the pew. In front of her was the altar, and on top of the altar was an ornately decorated cross.
She's gonna impale herself on it or something.
Nah, she's gonna pick up the cross and beat the priest to death with it.
Go.
It was as wide as her head, and the tip of the cross had been created in such a way it was razor sharp.
I told
She
you.
left the pew, knelt briefly, and then walked over to the altar. Is that the mom? I guess
Yeah,
that's the mom.
don't tell me. You're quite sure you're doing this?
Yeah, she's gonna kill herself.
The girl's arm trembled ever so slightly.
What other way is there for me to atone?
She picked up the cross.
Well, this is a cross ending.
Oh, my darling daughter. Mother is proud of you.
Oh God, yep.
Slowly, she brought the sharp end close to her face. So close that it hovered just above her left eye. No. If I
Oh!
I'm gonna see this. I regret everything about this filter. And then she squick. I just clicked next, so.
Okay, yeah, I did see. Chapter 1.
Chapter
Alright.
1.
Oh, ow.
Chapter 1, The Star and the Rose. Oh boy.
Oh, nice. Oh, so it's kind of like the prequel stuff. Well, not prequel, whatever.
This house looks familiar.
It looks like the one from the letter.
It looks like the house. No. This looks like the house from Devil's Broker.
Let's
make it a cool
SketchUp.
It reminds me of the one from the letter. The opening scene.
Oh yeah, it does look like one thing too. I don't know. A scruffy young girl in tattered clothes peeked through the open gates of Chateau du Samiel. I think that's how it's pronounced.
Chateau.
Probably not. That's what I said. That's what I said.
You said chateau.
I said that. An afternoon. Oh Jesus! Someone else is gonna have to.
We got recorded.
Going with this. An afternoon. Galler? Goiter?
Gauter, maybe?
Gaute? Goiter? Whatever. It was being held in the gardens. I'm bad at this. People from high-class estates strolled and around the manufactured gardens while chatting loudly with one another.
Manufactured.
Oh, manicured. Sorry. But Jesus Christ. Sorry. All right. Yeah, that was manicured, not manufactured. I'm like, that doesn't make a lot of sense now that I think about it. There was beautiful ladies clad in silk and velvet. their necks adorned with pearls and jewels. A variety of food was displayed on the tables. The girl stared at the food. She hadn't eaten properly for the past few days. God, the choices.
Choices.
Alright, Mother, what would you say?
Oh, I'm supposed to choose? I thought Miko was gonna have Spoopy choose. Hungry.
Hungry.
Okay. Are you hungry, my dear?
Yes, Mother.
Don't you worry. Mother will provide. You do not need those high-class foods anyway. They will upset your stomach. Now, we've stayed long enough. Let us leave.
Surely we can look around a bit. It's still a little early.
There's something else that called to her other than the party itself. She walked to and fro the gates, peeking at the crowd, despite urgings from her mother to leave. Just a tiny glance would be enough. The girl smiled at the thought of him. The owner of the chateau is it not saying that right, chateau?
Yeah, Chateau, I think.
The Marquis de Gaulle.
Sure.
Sorry. I don't do French things very well, okay? The girl was drawn to him. He wasn't the same as the other people. He seemed different somehow.
Oh, that's what not the same means.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Good job.
Kind to her and would always hand her food when she delivered flowers. Her heart felt at ease with him.
Wow.
Both of these are kind of dismissive of it, so.
Yeah. Okay, everyone.
He is the same as everyone.
He is the same as everyone. Greedy. Insatiable. Maybe not for you,
Maybe.
but for something else.
But he is a kind man, Mother.
Don't let his kindness fool you. Sweetest tongue hides sharpest tooth, child.
She bit her lip.
Why do you even bother with him? Achievement unlocked, cynical mother.
He makes me feel like he makes me feel that there are still good people in the world, Mother. That took me forever to say.
Alright.
Okay, I'm vetoing whatever Spoopy says. There are no good people in the world, child. Mom vetoed. It's vetoed. It's vetoed.
Nope, we're doing It's Hard to Say.
Vetoed.
Which one are we doing?
It is hard to say, of course, dear.
Oh.
We do not know the real intentions people have. One can hope that real charity exists, but even good people will always put their needs first. Even your precious Marquise.
Don't you think I'm a good person, Mother? I mean, I know you're not, but...
You know what? No, Miko, can we stop using Spoopy because I feel like we're making horrible choices here. And we're not making the good kind of horrible choices, we're just making bad choices.
Okay.
Yeah. So which one are we doing? Do or not?
Of course we do. I think we honestly need to be like Mother Gothel here and just dig the knife in.
Okay, so that's what Spoopy said, though.
Well, I didn't read what Spoopy said because I've automatically vetoed it, so.
So then we're not being Mother Gothel.
So do you think that she's a good person or not?
I don't think she's good.
Okay, so we're gonna say, of course not?
Of course not.
So we're going with Spoopy, okay.
Humans are intrinsically selfish, including you. Why do you think I take great pains to keep you out of trouble? It is because you are like this. This little monster. Oh, God.
Oh man, this is great. I'm fucking loving this.
apologize again, Miko.
Miko's deaf now.
Oh no. That and mute.
I don't know what happened.
Let's bring Zoni in for it. The show must go on.
Is Sony gone too?
What's going on?
Oh, can you?
Miko is AWOL.
Oh. What choice did we pick?
I picked the of course not.
Hello? What should I do?
I'm waiting for Miko to come back, but I don't know what's going on.
So I'm just waiting for someone to voice it.
Yeah, let's just have Zoni do it for now, and then Miko can do it when she gets back.
If Zoni's here, though.
Okay, so where are we at? I'm sorry, Mother? Or...
Yeah, that one.
Okay. I'm sorry, Mother. If I have ever caused you such pain, please forgive me.
Girl stared at her shoes and looked around for a bit, hoping for just a glance before she left. And there he was. There's no harm in looking, she reasoned. She would never enter the... How does this pronounce?
Marquises?
Marquis. No, it's not Marquis.
Marquis? Okay.
Okay, fine.
Marquis' world. Let her heart be filled with hope. He turned his eyes in her direction. Did he smile at her? The girl's heart stopped, and then she fell over dead. Did he recognize her? She beamed. Turns out he was a Gorgon.
My, is this creature deaf as well as dumb?
Oh, it might be. Poor thing.
Mademoiselle!
It's Mademoiselle.
Mademoiselle!
Oh no.
Okay, I don't speak French either.
Just do it in German. Just German everything out. A voice called to the Rose Girl. She gasped. It seemed that somebody else had noticed her presence. She turned to leave.
No, my dear, poor little creature, don't run away.
Charlotte, she stinks. Don't touch her.
Came to crash the party, you little urchin. You hungry?
It gave a low grumble. This is like, honestly, this is great this far. Just bad stuff happening.
Yeah.
This is the best. She was always hungry, it seemed, no matter how much or how little she ate.
But just like me.
Me IRL. Encouraged by the kindness Marquis had shown her, the girl approached the woman. She teetered towards their table.
Why are you shouting?
Look at this poor creature.
Is she selling roses? These are all ugly ones. Not as appalling as the rags she is covering herself in. Are trying her best to be repulsive.
No, don't be me. I'm still not. Perhaps it's the commonest fashion nowadays.
They laughed while gawking at her and her wares.
Oh my, she has only one eye. What?
Yeah, she speared her eye out with the cross earlier.
Ghastly, but I can't look away.
Not.
The other lady nodded her head.
Like a sideshow attraction, you mean?
The freaks at the carnivals.
She's dirty, monstrous.
Maybe we can keep it. Hello, do you want some bread, urchin?
Terrible.
Oh.
That little ellipses.
Just get...
Well, speak up.
If a tongue short, add to that the list of her sterling qualities.
Quiet, Antoinette. Come on, don't be shy.
Ellipses. Do you want some food? Let us tell you.
himself now.
Yes, madam.
That's what good.
What? Yes, madam. I would be grateful.
One of the ladies clapped in mockery at her reply.
Oh, she talks.
The ladies handed her the bread. It was snatched away just before her fingers grazed it.
Not before you dance for us first.
What?
Oh, make it do a handstand. I think one of those three people do that. Quite marvelous.
Now I'd like to see that. This party is getting quite boring.
Oh, come on, my bitch. Dance for your food.
I'm waiting for Karma to come in like a god. The girl looked at the beautiful, cruel faces of the women that looked at them. It was burning desire to hurt something because they could. Hurt her. They had that look burning in their eyes. Sorry.
Oh, look at what you did, Claudette. She's shivering like a leaf. Poor thing.
The lady was laughing as she said those words.
I didn't do anything. She should be grateful we're even offering her this much.
Besides, these commoners are supposed to be jolly in the misery. Come on, girl, show us your joy.
The girl moved away as they laughed.
Mother, please save me. Mother.
Choices.
Okay. And now which one are we doing?
I'm gonna say, didn't I tell you people are cruel?
Sure.
Okay.
Motion to...
You're the mother.
Yeah, it's good.
Haven't I taught you this time and again? People are cruel. Now you see it firsthand.
Oh, who's this?
Who's this? Yeah.
Who's this?
It could be the Marquis.
Oh god. I was about to Mickey Mouse it.
Mickey Mouse it.
It's too late. It's a little girl.
Oh, crap.
A child's
Yeah,
voice.
Mickey Mouse it.
A child's voice called out from behind her.
Yes, Mickey Mouse it.
It belonged to a girl around 7 with chubby cheeks and a look of curiosity in her eyes.
She did not look 7.
Mickey Mouse it.
She wore an old blue dress, somewhat patched at the corners, but kept clean and tidy. Miko coming back? Like, I'm just wondering now.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. She didn't even leave a message.
She left after the spoopy thing, so maybe she's upset that I vetoed it, or tried to.
Probably not.
She was not rich, but she had an air of as if she owned the ground she stood on.
Another commoner? This party is absolutely teeming with them.
The Marquis loves these things. Heard he picks them randomly from the street.
Maybe I should give me one too.
Do you think it is fashionable abroad? In his birth country, I mean?
Persia?
No, I heard he was from India.
I heard a rumor he is a pastor's son of a Greek queen.
Goodness, that seems so far-fetched. That is so far-fetched.
I could barely pronounce his name, though. He really should change it to something more acceptable.
My god.
Who knows what kind of demons he might attract with such a blasphemous name?
Aha! This was... It must be why all these nasty, horrible little creatures flock around here.
Oh!
Devil or not, I'll forgive him if he kisses my hand.
The ladies laughed, and I used that term lightly.
Sorrow, aren't you shabby?
Don't lie. Y'all know why you're here.
The ladies gossiped among themselves, openly ignoring the girl, which was their first and last mistake. The young girl took the sliding with a shrug. She approached the table and asserted her presence. Am I Mickey Mouse in this for real?
Yes.
Okay. What you doing?
Nice.
Goodness, they don't take a hint, do they?
Throw something shiny, it might distract them.
Hey, you've been holding that bread for a long time. Aren't you gonna give it to her? She pointed at the shabby rose vendor.
Why do you care? Do you want the bread for yourself?
I bet she's hungry too.
I know. Maybe we should toss the bread and see if they'll fight for it.
The ladies laughed to themselves. They do a lot of that, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, they are rich ladies.
God, I know, right? The girls stared at them with confusion, brows furrowed with a childlike understanding. Then the screen shook a little bit. Next thing everyone knew, she swept the bread from the woman's hand.
Oh, God!
How rude!
Horrible, filthy girl. Give that back.
I'm gonna lick it! The girl sniffed a piece of bread and nibbled off the surface. Yummy, it's still warm. She shoved the bread in the urchin's face.
What?
The scrumptious scent of bread flooded the rose girl's nose. That's actually kind of a tongue twister. Lick! Lick it! The sugared butter tastes good!
No, you did what you. I'll give it back.
The urchin licked it. Her tongue was coated in sweetness. She stood there, squeezing the taste in her tongue. The girl grinned at her. She couldn't help but grin back. Sorry! Here you go! It's all yours!
Oh, disgusting.
Look, we're never going to eat anything that's been in your fucking mouth.
Wow, so this is ours now? You ladies are so nice.
Right, Nico's back.
Yay.
Yay, Miko!
Until y'all waited on me.
Nah, we kept going. Zoni just took it over for you.
Yeah.
Cheeky little brat! I'll have you thrown out of this party! I'll have you...
Hello.
Hello there.
Are you wait for Miko so she catches up, or?
Yeah, I think we made some decisions along the way too.
Yeah, so we just got to the point where a young man pops up, so just keep going.
A young man strode into the commotion. A sweet scent lingered as he passed. The rose girl felt her mouth well up. What does that even mean?
Did you pick Didn't I Tell You to Leave or Didn't I Tell You People Are Cruel?
Cruel.
Cruel. And unusual. Very unusual.
Okay, I see it.
This crowd is very, very unusual.
Yep.
I see
Yeah.
it pop up.
That's Mickey Mouse.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mickey Mouse.
Of course.
Yeah. Could happen.
And there's a guy that pops up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we're at.
His presence filled her body.
Ooh.
Almost as if her I know, right? Almost as if her hunger was abated. She blushed furiously. What a strange effect he had.
Ladies?
Oh, sure, killing me.
Yeah, I just came to check in on those. Yeah. Is everything all right? Are you enjoying yourselves?
What are the ladies trying to make yourself with obvious annoyance?
Who's number 3?
Ladies have been harassing
No,
us.
not you.
No, Aries got it. All the ladies are men.
Okay, sorry.
Canon.
Sorry.
Well, these little beasts have been harassing us.
Yes, my lord. We were just minding our own business when this girl swiped the food off our table.
Horrible little nits.
Nits?
Girl stuck it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
guess.
said. Nits.
The girl stuck it out her tongue at them. The lady wiped her eyes and mock tears.
See, look at that. It's absolutely monstrous how little children act around to get adults now. There's no respect. What the hell is that word?
Messiah?
Fire. It's like
Messiah,
Yeah.
No respect.
I'm worried for the next generation.
Oh, Charlotte, don't cry.
Well, my lord, we will breathe a little easier if those children were sent on their way.
Yes. Who knows what kind of mischief they may be up to?
They might set fire to the tables, you see.
Oh?
I like these kids.
Or steal a jewelry. In fact, I think my pocket watch is missing.
Don't ladies normally not have pocket watches?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, wait, she has a pocket watch? Why?
Because I'm
For what? Where would it go? She doesn't have pockets.
It's under between her. Yeah.
All right.
Isn't that where the old-timey ladies hid them? In their
Yeah.
cleavage?
Oh.
That's what I meant.
No, how unfortunate.
One of the ladies continued her childish wailing. Please let it be Zoni's. Damn it.
It is, Messiah. It's unfortunate how you allowed your important guests to be treated this way.
Please deal with these vermins. Throw them out now.
I bet you that little girl is like his little sister or.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, my sweet ladies, I am stricken with grief at your misfortunes. Allow me to offer my heartfelt apologies. Unfortunately, this child is my important guest today. You are, sad to say, paltry squatters.
Oh!
Excuse me?
On the face.
Madame Charlotte of Montpellier, I don't remember sending you an invite. Same for you, Lady Antoinette of Rennes and Lady Claudette of Leon. However, it's pronounced, I don't know. Most people I invited are huge patrons of music. That is why they are here today. They came to listen to Mademoiselle Catherine Louis Pirret.
Whatever the important guest
I have
name
to
is.
do fucking Kermit voice. This is. She is a 7-year-old piano prodigy who played for the Queen last summer.
The man pointed at the girl busy chewing her half of the bread. Well, this girl just stared at the whole situation.
Well, that's. I am sure you are aware of that, were you not?
Ellipses.
No matter. I am always happy to see you, ladies. It is my pleasure to have you here. But I hope you don't mind giving some of the food away to my townspeople. That is why I keep my gates open. My servers are instructed to serve anyone who passes by, not just my guests.
But
Don't you fret, my darlings. There is plenty more to be served.
The ladies blushed in embarrassment. One of them began to fan herself even faster. It's the yabai of the French old times.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Give me a second.
Swapping from
Okay.
the voice to the Kermit voice was hard.
The Marquis walks up to the two girls. The girl's heart beat so fast it made her head feel light and dizzy after it stopped earlier.
Yeah.
She never had been this close to him. It made her feel a mixture of fear and elation.
Lady Catherine, your father has been looking for you. It is almost time for your performance.
The girl looked up at the Marquis and said very little, did a little courtesy. My apologies, sire. I didn't mean to cause a clatter. Gillamine chuckled. Is that his name?
Yeah. I saw the whole thing, ma chérie. You put those ladies in their place.
oh my god, oh those French.
Ma chérie.
They were being mean to her. Gillamine narrowed his Gilly, there we go. Gilly narrowed his eyes at the quiet girl. She hid behind her basket of roses. She couldn't look at him directly. He was like the sun. It hurt just to be in his presence. Yet there was relief in her heart as he stepped closer to her.
I have seen you before, haven't I?
The rose girl nodded and made a curtsy.
I deliver roses to your house sometimes, sire.
Yes, the girl with the sweetest face.
Oh!
Oh my god.
Whoa!
Where's
The rose girl.
This guy?
I know, right? It's just, I'm surprised little girls are
right?
all over her. No, the rose girl's not. The other one is 7 or something.
Yeah.
Rose girl blushed.
Love your roses, by the way. They stay fresh longer than they should. You
Whoa.
tended to them with love.
Thank you, sire.
Do you have a name, young lady?
Dots.
What's the matter?
It is all right, young lady, if you would rather.
Let's call her Rosa. I named her. She's mine now. Now bring me that color. Rosa. It fits her. I think she forgot her name. Or she lost it.
Maybe she gouged it out with her eye.
Ow. Wow.
The Marquis stand wisely.
A valid point. Yes. Are you all right with that, Rosa?
Yes, I guess I have to be now.
Come on, Rosa. You'll watch me play, right? Right?
Her eyes darted from the girl to the Marquis.
Oh, sir.
Yes, I was right. Oh,
Oh, so Gilly doesn't mind. Right, Gilly?
Gilly?
He's really nice to me and my family. And he helps the people around town, too. So he won't throw you out.
the Marquis held his right hand in the air and swore as if swearing an oath.
I won't.
That was a short oath.
See? Come on. You're invited now. You're my special guest.
There's plenty of food inside too, Rose. Please, help yourself.
Okay, my son is laughing at my Mickey Mouse. So.
Thank you, sire.
Rosa is coming! Yay!
Not yet, she's not.
It went there really fast.
She went really fast.
Now this is my first public performance, Rosa. Holy shit! She's voyeuristic. I'm a bit nervous. My first time. I just said that, didn't I? I did say that.
Kid is oblivious.
Catherine scratched her head.
What will I do if I make a mistake? Papa will be very upset.
The Marquis knelt down in front of Catherine and rubbed her shoulders fondly. Whoa!
Whoa!
What? She's 7!
You won't make a mistake, ma chérie.
Oh. Okay.
As long as you put your heart into the keys. Play to touch your
No! Really?
Really?
But sure feels and any mistake won't matter. Do you understand? Wink.
Catherine stared at the Marquise.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Not really. I get it.
The man chuckled. He thought it was funny.
You will when you're older.
Holy crap!
Just play your first song with me in your mind, will you?
Oh.
Okay, this is getting really weird. Like,
I'm not sure if accidental innuendo or if it's a perv.
We should have taken off the mature filter.
scene just wouldn't exist. I got a feeling if we just if we had that on, the scene wouldn't be here.
No, it's on right now.
It's off for me.
No, it's on for me, so we still have the same...
Okay.
It's something that you think will make me smile.
Gilly held Catherine's clear young eyes in his gaze. He kissed her hand. It was covered with sticky sugar and breadcrumbs. Oh, no. Catherine blushed. It was the first time she looked embarrassed by anything since literally showing up 5 minutes ago. Catherine trudged up the wooden podium and walked towards the middle of the stage. The crowd's chatter died down.
Oh, what?
Oh, that doesn't sound died down to me. Holy shit. That was loud.
Yeah.
She curtsied in front of her audience, waved to her father, and stole a glance at Gilly. The man gave her a tiny rod. I mean, nod. Oh, jeez.
You know, this would be really sweet if it weren't for that whole scene that just happened.
She sat down in front of the piano, admiring the cream and ebony keys underneath her fingers. Her own piano was broken and beaten. Father had sold his horse for it. The A3 key never played, and the strings would creak when it was cold. But it never failed her. She knew the keys like they were her own fingers. She whispered to the new piano softly, as if coaxing a beautiful, untamed animal. Let's be friends, okay? Sounds loving this. She saw Rosa at the far end of the podium. There was a renewed vigor in her blood. She could hear the keys calling out to her. A song that would make him smile. It's a small world after all.
God, no!
It's a world of tears. It's a...
Kill me now!
She placed her fingers on the keys. She began to play. There's probably supposed to be music here, but I don't hear it. At the ring of the first few notes, it became apparent to the audience that this girl was something special. Here was a little girl, barely tall enough to reach the pedals of the piano, playing as if she owned it. There were times she'd miss a note or two, but that didn't matter. She played the song to make someone smile, and it touched everyone present. Her musical skills were far beyond her years. I'm trying not to crack up at touching. Her fingers caressed the keys as if she was making a flower crown, carefully weaving the petals. She knew the correct way to tie the leaves so they wouldn't tear, like all smart little girls did. And if you didn't know how to do that, you were a dumb little girl. I knew Miko was gonna react. As the piano sang under her hands, Catherine seemed to disappear right in front of the audience's eyes. Holy shit, someone kidnapped her.
She was a ghost.
Just a ghost the whole time. She was just a vision after all, somebody leading them down a dream. A dream of a garden in springtime, the shade in the tree on a windy day. The couples in the audience tightened their grip on the hands of their partners. Some closed their eyes and let the music saturate their soul. Sweet memories of youth, first love, yawn of a newborn. Rose's eyes shone as she stared at Catherine. Her heart was captured by this image of her. Turned out she was a lesbian. The young girl swayed her hand to the music, smiling as the notes poured out to her. She couldn't take her eye away from Catherine's glowing face, and also a pedophile. Was this happiness? Was this love? Hopefully Rose is 7 too, and we're just missing this.
Yeah.
She looked like she was in love. She was, wasn't she? In her innocence, she was still in love with life.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, I'm just like, woo, you buy. Alright. in love with their family, with their pets, in love with the. Wait.
She's talking about Catherine right now.
Because, like, how does Rosa have pets? Her mother is psycho. In love, also in her head. In love with every new discovery. She was full of hope. She hadn't had that beaten out of her yet. It was bittersweet feeling for Rosa. A happy teardrop rolled down her cheek. She wanted to warm herself in that hope if she could. The audience, Gilly and Catherine's father, sat beside each other.
Sir Pride, your daughter is amazing.
Should I do it?
Sure.
Yes.
Sure is, isn't she? Pardon my arrogance, my lady. I'm a very proud father, you see.
No pardon necessary, sire, though you may need some lozenges.
I know.
Maybe to stop smoking.
I can't help it. I'm French.
This is true.
Fuck's sake. Has she found a sponsor yet?
The Duke of Versailles once spoke to me about it, but we have not made any arrangement.
Then I must steal her away as soon as possible.
Sire.
I'm going to kidnap her.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
Jesus.
Stranger danger.
Specific set of skills, and I'll find you. Wait, you're right here.
I'd like to be Catherine's primary sponsor, if that is all right with you.
Why, sire?
And to further cement my status, the piano she is playing right now, it is hers. I bought it for her.
Francois' eyes widened in astonishment.
That is...
Batman. Francois gulped.
Gulp.
nice beyond generous, sire.
Kelly smiled. Do we need to fucking know this?
Well, I must make it hard for you to refuse me, you see.
Oh.
Okay, let's turn back.
Everything this guy says just comes off the wrong way.
It's like he's trying to say something nice, but he just can't do it the right way.
Yeah.
It's
Must
like,
be his second language.
I took the opportunity of asking you outright for your daughter's hand.
No.
You see, the Duke might offer an extravagant piano plated in gold.
But see, that wouldn't sound very good.
that would probably sound like ass.
Yeah.
A shitty piano. In that case, I have no choice but to humbly concede.
Oh, what?
I am kidding. The Duke of Versailles is the worst miser you will ever meet.
Did you just like immediately assume he was going to be a jerk too?
The Dirk.
Is that where Dirk came from?
Yeah.
Dirk?
I don't know.
The men chuckled. Chuckle men.
It's hard to chuckle while putting on a voice. No, I shall be paying for her musical tutoring as required, along with an ample stipend to accommodate your family. You don't have to look so surprised, Monsieur Pierre. Your daughter is a star. There's an effervescence about her that enraptures the soul. I must have her. There's no doubt in my mind that she will succeed.
You cannot take it. But thank you deeply, my lady.
Please, call me by my name, Messiah. Let me remind you, this generous without charge.
What the goddamn?
Oh, God!
I am essentially buying your daughter.
You know, I love this like whole thing, but I feel like we're making it darker than it is, and then sometimes he says something, and then I'm not sure anymore.
That's the problem. I'm not sure if we're making it darker than it is, or if it just is.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So wrong. Her tutoring will be done at my house. I want to watch her at all times.
Oh, progress. That progress.
Apart from that, I'd very much like Catherine to visit me and play from time to time.
Wait.
How does that work?
How is she staying at my house, but she still has to visit me? I'm not sure how this works.
No,
I think he means her room.
he just said that her tutoring would be there, not that she would live there.
Okay.
Music is one of my true passions. My other is no. Her presence would benefit my mood tenfold.
I bet.
Of course, sir. That is a small price to pay for all you offer.
On the contrary, Messiah, you don't have to decide now. Kindly think about it.
Thank you, my lord. Sir Gilly.
No, seriously. Think about what I've been saying.
My daughter run away now.
Good man.
After the performance, Catherine and Rosa went to the Marquis' garden to play. Francois and Gilly, I'm just gonna keep calling him Gilly, because fuck that name, lingered on the table. Oh my god, I almost said snorting. Sorting out the details of Catherine's further education over a line of coke. Oh my god. Emily, I'm just gonna call her that, wandered out about the crowd, searching for a familiar face. She had arrived halfway through Catherine's performance just in time to gush at her little sister's applause. Unfortunately, she couldn't find her father in the crowd, because he was doing coke. And when she finally caught the side of the back of his head because he was coke, she approached him hastily.
And you want to do the voice? I'm not doing the voice.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Father, there you are. I've been looking all over for you. What are you doing?
Emily stopped as she saw the man her father was talking to. It was none other but the Marquis himself.
Didn't we already know that?
Yeah, we knew that, but she didn't, apparently. I guess she did. I don't know. I really don't know anymore. She fixed her hair subconsciously and curtsied.
My lord, pardon my intrusion. I didn't realize.
Gilly smiled at her kindly. There's another one.
You're free to intrude any time, my lady.
Oh my god.
Although I wouldn't bother fixing your hair. You're not the daughter I'm after.
Zone, you gotta stop doing that, man. I'm cringing. I'm like tensing up physically.
I'm having too much fun.
No.
You can't stop me now.
Oh god.
Oh, yes, well.
Emily smiled back, just as the rumor said he was a massive creep.
To whom do I owe the pleasure of your acquaintance?
This is my eldest daughter, Emma. Pardon me for not introducing her sooner.
Charmed.
Get away
He
from her.
offered her a seat. It was in his lap. Emily sat down across the man because she had common sense.
Well, it seems talent and good looks run in the family.
Oh man,
Wow.
Francois rubbed his neck.
Yes.
Rubbed his neck.
Yes, you have a very tense neck. My daughters are my pride and joy. Thankfully, they both look after their mother.
Surely not, Monsieur Perret. The eyes are yours. Earnest and loving.
Is he hitting on the father now, too?
He's hitting on the father now. He just wants this family. This is harem.
To get a daughter, you have to get a father's first.
It was weird. It was weird up until he started macking on the dad. Now I'm totally okay with this. It was just, he just wants to do everything.
It's just a method to get to the dad.
He's just a flirt, I guess.
Oh, he's a character from Dream Daddy. Ah.
What?
Okay. Emily snorted coke with him.
Snort.
Her father was. I'm sorry for making fun of this. I'm actually enjoying this a lot, so don't take it the wrong way. I'm really loving this. Her father was clearly basking in the compliments. But it's really the famous Gilly the rumors talked about. Then he wasn't exactly much of a charmer, was he? What?
He what?
The famous,
I
She didn't know what all the fuss was about. What?
Okay, she didn't know. Yeah, she didn't know what all the fuss was about. The ladies in the house she worked for could not seem to stop talking about this man. Admittedly, there was something morbidly curious about the way. Okay, this is the shit I'm talking about. Occasionally, there's a really just off line that just makes me wonder if we're reading too much into it or if we're just dead on, and I'm not sure now.
I don't know.
It's really freaking me out a bit. Like,
she puts the lotion on the skin or else she gets the hose again.
That's, yeah. Like, he was always distracted. And could only say words that were expected of him.
I'm pleased to have finally met you, sire. I've heard a lot about you on my travels, because I'm a globetrotter.
What have they been telling you? All good things, I hope.
Depends on the tabloid and the day of the week.
Emily thought to herself and chuckled.
What is that look she's giving?
Yeah.
She seems pretty happy. I mean,
No, she had her eyebrows down for a bit.
oh, she did.
Yeah.
I must have missed that. Oh yeah, she kind of. Oh wow, she was really glaring at him.
Yeah.
Like if you just scroll back and down, get like he's raising his eyebrows.
Yeah, look at that. She's like glare smiling.
You are a governess, I was told? Where do you work?
With the Dmitri household, sire.
Yes, I heard you were marrying into the family soon.
Ooh. Oh, father, I told you not to tell anybody yet.
I didn't, but you know how people talk. Word travels fast.
Pardon the comment then, my lady. I will not allow it.
Please.
Your betrothed is a lucky man, I'm sure.
The conversation endured through the afternoon. Small talk, musical composers in their little town. Catherine's musical background for small students, Emily's work. Emily played with her napkin, offering. It's actually kind of hard to read this.
Droll opinions.
Droll opinions on the particularly droll topics. It's just because it's like on the house, and the house is white too.
Yeah.
All throughout the exchange, Emily observed the infamous Mark the Ghoul. This was him. The audacious, shameless flirt of a royal court and tabloids. According to the rumor, this was, I'm not sure if it's like real or not, but according to the rumors, he was able to bed both the widowed Countess of Devonshire and her. Okay, this is. Wow.
At the same time.
At the same time, like I just clicked the next line and it's just at the same time, like this debauchery knows no end.
Yeah.
They even had a tumultuous relationship with the Prince of Guard. Oh my, dude, this guy is amazing. I like this guy. He's a massive creep and he's great. He didn't limit himself to royalty, or so the tabloids said. His latest fling was an English poet. Was it? Who they say almost killed him when he was caught with another man.
Or woman.
Yeah, it's jeez. At this point, who knew what was real and what was blatant lie made up by newspapers? She had looked forward to meeting him, and there he was finally, talking about sampling a new baker's creme brulee. I actually knew how to say that one because it was food. Jesus. That was like the only French thing I knew how to say. I feel really embarrassed now. I know, right? She couldn't say she was disappointed exactly, but the Marquis was a depressingly normal man. Maybe even boring, Emily ventured. I mean,
how dare you?
Calm down.
She watches his gaze flickered across her hair and her nose before lazily trailing.
What?
Infuriating. She wondered if he would suddenly say something coy, or insist to dance with her. Just something outrageous.
I'd much rather dance with your sister.
Yeah, I'm getting that vibe. I'm still getting that vibe.
Yeah.
Or your father.
Yeah, I'm actually getting that vibe too. 'Cause they straight up compliment his beautiful eyes.
Yeah.
Weren't they just implying that he was bi?
That's okay. I mean, there's nothing.
I don't think that was an implication. I think that was straight up saying it.
There's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying he could go for the father or the.
Yeah, but I mean, there's such an age gap with the father.
Jesus Christ. How horrifying.
Yeah. Anyway, honestly, she could shoot him down, literally and figuratively. The man whom everyone was interested in. That would be a small victory for reasonable women everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. The Marquis was nothing but polite. He did not. Okay, this is not what I'm getting. He did not touch unnecessarily. He was rubbing a 7-year-old's shoulders.
Yeah, but what was the rubbing shoulders bit?
Yeah.
No audience judge. Well, she wasn't. Emily wasn't there for that.
Yeah.
Emily's perspective. So, no audacious gestures or suggestive winks of the eye. He wouldn't even look at her for more than 2 seconds. Fuck him. Maybe she wasn't that pretty enough to flirt with. That's actually kind of insulting.
Yeah.
Considering he's macking on everyone, including her dad. He bit her lip. She shouldn't be thinking that. But, dots. There was also times he was quietly looking into her eyes when the conversation lulled. When the words were spoken were without meaning, their eyes would converge further. And then he shone like the sun, because that's apparently what he is.
Yeah.
I had too much cocaine!
God damn it, though. To Emily, he started... To Emily, he started to look lonely underneath the facade of Caprice. Is that Caprice? Caprice?
Caprice, yeah.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
It's a cocaine supernova.
Okay, enough with the cocaine. And, yeah.
I am recording this, let me remind you.
Yeah, we're on our best behavior, sorry. You seem tired of all the gallivanting, the rumors, and the numerous flings. We were all a little lonely, aren't we? Perhaps even he? He invited the family over to his chateau, because I can say that now, and he commented on how empty the building felt sometimes. Music was his guilty pleasure. It got him through the cold nights, he said with a sad grin. He was playing it, though.
Wow.
How he wouldn't mind a warm soul to touch.
Wow.
And this is still it's still an Otome romantic focusing, so I think painting the hero as a lonely figure is probably right.
Her head, really.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't do anything and she's already falling head over heels for her.
Yeah.
Well, he is literally the most attractive male character in the game, right? So
We only have 2 so far, so...
Yeah, that's kind of the joke, but anyway. And before she could stop herself, Emily had begun to imagine his lips
Wow.
on one of those. Cold.
Whoa, lad.
Wow.
Back to reality. That was actually kind of nice. That was cool.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Emily shook her head, trying to ease the thoughts in her mind.
You're right.
Erase.
Is that what I said?
You said ease.
Okay. It would work either way, I think. Yeah. I've heard it both ways. They were having a perfectly mundane conversation. She didn't know where those thoughts came from.
Mind control.
I get a feeling like they both got like some kind of charm thing about them. Roser and
Rosa?
Rose.
Rosa.
I've been thinking about Frieza because Zoni's lady character sounded like Frieza to me. Rosa and Gilly both have like this charm feature to them. They seem to be immune to each other, I guess, or maybe not. I don't know.
I don't know.
Unfortunately, her father didn't seem to notice. Which is probably the best thing for him too. Music and loneliness struck a nerve.
Noticed.
Definitely noticed. Music and loneliness struck a nerve with Francois Paride. Immediately, he had immersed himself in the music tutoring his students and Catherine. Ever since, it's not what you think it is.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. Ever since his wife had gotten sick. It had been 6 years, 6 long years. Sometimes the nights were cold. For Francois, them.
It's happening!
I'm really confused right now. I'm not gonna.
Well, he's without his wife. Come on.
For Francois, the Marquis was speaking to his soul. He was a kindred spirit. He wasn't a pompous showboat like like all the other royalty Catherine had played for. The Marquis even had a wine collection he wanted to show Francois.
Oh.
Such a down-to-earth, generous young man.
Emily, your face is flushed. Are you alright?
I'm fine. Just the sun, probably.
That was not true, of course. The afternoon sun had already lost most of its heat. Thankfully, Catherine provided a distraction. She ran towards their little huddle and flung her arms around the father's torso, chattering happily about gardens and butterflies. A young, ragged girl followed behind her. Emily wasn't sure how the girl was, how old the girl was. Her dirty blonde hair hid the left side of her face. You could just see faint traces of scars peeking through. A surge of motherly affection caught hold of her heart.
Hello there, young lady.
The girl looked down at her toes, but she gave her a shy smile.
I see you've made a crown of flowers. You look very pretty.
Is Miko back yet?
Thank you, madame. I've been here.
She's been here.
I have to pop in and out, but... Alright, I read it. Catherine
Did you read?
gave it to me.
Okay.
There you go.
Sister, this is Rosa. She's really nice. She knows the name of all the flowers in Sir Gilly's garden.
Catherine, there you go again with your silly names.
Sister, help me convince Papa to let Rosa stay with us.
Let me adopt her.
It's just going back to that.
Literally, though.
Catherine?
Papa, please. Please let her stay with us. She doesn't have anywhere to go.
No, Catherine. That's not very nice. Rosa here is a girl. What? She's not a kid. Just run from the street and take home. Like you always do with stray animal.
Yes, she is.
I know what I'm talking about. You should. Goodness knows we have all the stray cat no frost living in our house.
The house must smell horrible.
Wow.
You need to stop.
Yes, I know she's not a kitten. I know she's a girl. She has the thing.
What it?
What?
That's not the way I meant it to come out, but...
But shouldn't we take her home even more so?
Sighed. Gilly chuckled under his breath. He was clearly enjoying this exchange.
Your daughter has some very unique views, Sir Parade. Alright?
Well, Sir Gilly, what do you think?
Huh?
Talking to you.
Gilly's face actually lost his casual bystander look.
Marquis! Surely I'm sure my father would follow your orders, right? Order him to take her home. That's literally what she's saying. Shouldn't we take Rosa home?
Gilly's brow furrowed at being put on the spot so suddenly. He stole a glance at Francois, who was silently pleading with his eyes to not humor the child. Please don't, sir. I know that look as a father. I know that look. I give it to a lot of people.
Ask your father. I'm sure it's up to you. I'm sure it's up to your father since he owns the house. He will have to clothe and feed Rosa, you see.
Yes, but I've got all that figured out. Ever since Sister moved to work, nobody minds the house anymore. So I have to wash the dishes every time.
What's a dog?
I don't know. I'm with her. Fuck dishes, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with her, but like the laundry for me, you know.
Yeah.
Dishes, but the laundry sucks. Alright.
Papa's so busy, and we always have enough food for the two of us. If Rosa stays, then I wouldn't be so lonely on my own.
She's a 7-year-old girl in the house by herself? Jesus.
Yeah.
She'll wear Sister's old clothes and we'll mind the house when both Sister and Father are away. She can wash the dishes all the time, and I'll wash them sometimes.
Gilly and Francois shared a look.
Careless whisper played in the background.
And besides, if it were up to me, God damn it, I just got the image in my head now. Thanks, Sony.
You're welcome.
And besides, if it were up to me, I'd have people take one girl home and take one girl home and... Yeah, sorry.
And besides, if it were up to me, I'd have people take one girl home in their house and give her food.
What?
I don't know. Confused like halfway through because someone messaged me. I'd have people take one girl.
Okay, am I reading this right? Is she saying that everyone should take home a girl
Yes.
and give them food?
Yes.
Okay.
I think she means like orphans.
Yeah.
Just, you pick a girl. You pick a girl.
You get a girl and you get a girl.
Everybody gets a girl.
Girls don't even eat that much. Not sure about boys. Fuck.
Sorry, I clicked off the window. She thought for a bit.
But I'm sure it's not too much that other people can't take them home too. Jesus Christ, what is wrong with this little girl?
7.
Yeah, that's fair. One time, I ate a whole plate of potatoes and my stomach hurt. If Rosa were there, I wouldn't have eaten so much. Maybe. I don't know. I really like
That would have
potatoes.
opened it so went.
Gilly couldn't help but laugh. Francois rubbed his neck in embarrassment.
I'm so sorry, sir. She's very headstrong.
Father, I'm sure taking Rosa in wouldn't be too much trouble for us financially, yes? My new work pays better. I'm sure we can adjust.
Well, about that, perhaps if Rosa works at my household, it wouldn't be much of a burden on your family, Sir Parade.
Oh, la gasp!
Sarah Gilly is great.
You truly are a kind soul, sir.
Has no one actually asked Rosa what she do?
No.
No, she's a little blind orphan. Like, come on.
Not at all.
Please.
I'm sure I need her help more than she needs mine. Isn't that right, Rosa?
In that case, I will love to open my home to Rosa. Although I'm still worried that it's supposed to be more complicated. What about her family or her friends?
She didn't have any.
Valid in-laws? Then what about her father that's standing right there? Are we valid in-laws, perhaps? I'm not even sure.
It depends. Are you intending to pay her? As long...
I was waiting for you to read the next line.
As long as it is consensual, sire. The details can be smoothed out later.
Wink, wink.
For fuck's sake.
The girl was quiet the whole time. She was looking at her toes. Or to Catherine.
Rosa, do you have any family, relatives, or friends you stay with?
No, sire. My mother died a long time ago. But she guides me all the way. So, please don't be compelled to mind me.
No, don't go back to the streets, Rosa. You don't need to turn on that red light.
You don't need to put on that red dress.
It's September. It's gonna be really cold soon. Sir Gilly will even give you work. Stay with us.
But Catherine,
Friends, pull aside and surrender.
Alright. She can stay for the night.
The gasp.
Papa!
Just for tonight. Then we'll see if she wants to stay for longer. Catherine, you cannot hold people in their place just because you want them there. Do you understand? If Rosa wants to leave, she may leave. You cannot keep her like an object or a kitten. Please kick out those three.
You nearly killed his throat.
That is sound advice, Sir Pride.
Yes, Papa, I understand.
Rosa, please make yourself comfortable in our home.
thank you.
Papa is the best.
Catherine turned to Gilly again.
Sir Gilly, don't you think if everyone with a house takes one person home, nobody would freeze in the winter? You should make it into a law. Oh, baby, because you're a marquis. That really doesn't work that way. Well, it's because you're tall.
7.
She's 7.
Definitely 7 years old.
Well,
That is a very 7-year-old thing to say.
no, some people obey my orders because I am tall. What a compliment. I think, what?
Oh my god.
My dad and my papa leave. I'll never be a marquis.
Catherine.
Fuck you, Dad. You'll never be a marquis.
You'll never be how the man is.
I'm like 80% tall. At least.
Francois pulled on his daughter's ear with embarrassment.
Catherine, mind your manners. I'm so sorry, sir.
Gilly shook his head, his eyes trailing over to the Pride family.
Please keep up with Catherine.
Emily watched him curiously. The same sadness once surfaced for the briefest moment.
You have a lovely family, sire. I am quite jealous. You make me want to settle down myself someday.
He chuckled.
Maybe.
Emily's heart skipped a beat. Why?
She's betrothed, damn it.
Yeah,
why,
but this...
but why is she like her heart skipping a beat over uncertain? Like he said, maybe. This is like the most uninteresting.
Next pose, next slide.
Yeah.
Because she wants the Marquis Mardi.
Did he just
Oh,
look?
yeah.
Jesus. Did he just look at her when he said that? She couldn't be sure.
Catherine is perfect the way she is.
Jesus Christ.
That's
And by settling down later, I mean like 11 or so years.
God damn it, Zoning.
I'm sorry. It is one of the reasons why I'm very invested in her.
It gets worse in the next screen.
Oh my god.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Gilly knelt down so he was eye level with. You patted her head.
You are a very intelligent and kind-hearted girl, Catherine. You are a star. Mon étoile.
Moi toi.
Mon étoile.
sure.
Sure, let's go with that.
Someday I know you will change the world. At least I'd like to see you try.
Wow.
And fail. Mother,
Oh, Jesus.
Ooh, what was that? Ooh.
My chest. I can't breathe. No. Okay. Catherine?
What?
Catherine, meow.
Mother,
Okay, it's funny, is it not? They always leave you.
Chapter 2.
Such is the way of the world.
Thank you. Can we stop for a second?
Oh, okay. What's up?
Well, I'm wondering how far we want to take this as we just passed the first chapter.
Yeah, maybe we should stop.
How long that chapter was, I think probably now.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been going for an hour and a half with the recording, so.
Yeah, you're probably gonna have a problem if it keeps going too long.
Yeah, let's go ahead and stop now then.
Well, hold on. Do we want to record our thoughts for this as well, like our feedback?
sure. We were having too much fun voice acting.
I thought it was really good. Never minding the jokes that we were kind of throwing along the way. It's got a nice little setup to. I mean, this is more than just an atonement. It's something that's very clear. We have a main character who is hearing the voice of her mother, which I'm presuming is dead, based on that last screen we saw.
Yeah.
I mean, considering she said she died, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Did it really? Because I completely missed it. I probably said that aloud.
No, I said it.
Did you?
just weren't
Okay.
listening to me.
Yeah, that's pretty normal though.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't. But come on. Anyway, though, I think this is actually. I'm probably gonna finish reading this because I mean, this is kind of dark and fucked up, and that's great.
Yeah, I think it's really good. I'm enjoying it. And not just because we're being, silly with it. I really enjoyed it for itself as well. So far.
Yeah, I'm not super invested in the romance yet because it's still is creepy.
Yeah.
But I am seriously like into whatever the hell this darkness is that's hiding in Rose's head.
Yeah, so totally.
Yeah, like it's not clear what's happening so far, but that's good.
Yeah.
It's not clear in a good way.
Yeah, it's. I mean, there's this obvious setup, and then it's like, bam, like this is. Oh, hey, by the way, this is actually super dark, and there's a hanging woman. And I love this kind of stuff.
I kind of like the timing too of some of the CGs along with.
Yeah, me too.
Some of them put more impact to the words, especially when it counts.
I have a question. Would it always go back to? Would it always result in her gouging out her eye?
I don't know.
Like it.
Probably. Because it's for the prologue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I got a feeling that would kind of happen. I mean, scarred heroines are kind of awesome anyway, so
yeah.
Keep it. If it were a choice, I would always choose that. I mean, I don't like the fact that she got hurt or felt like she needed to hurt herself, but the fact that she's kind of like got this scar, it's like this battle wound. I don't know. I'm hoping she's gonna turn around and be either a badass or a psycho, and either way,
Yeah.
The question is, why does she seem like gouging out her left eye atones for the scene?
Well, we just have to read more.
Yeah, I hope they address that. Other than
because one of the things she said at the start was, he looked at me and I looked back at him.
Yeah.
That the atoning was like. I mean, because the whole thing was them looking at each other, and that seemed to trigger this whole like lust circle or whatever.
Yeah.
And she projected that onto herself, and then took action the way she thought was right to, which is sad because she shouldn't feel that way. But
yeah.
But hey, this is a dark story. Bad shit happens to good characters, so.
Yeah.
I think if I was to give another suggestion, the slight facial changes in the emotions of the characters is hard to detect when you're reading.
Yeah, a little bit.
So I would think maybe putting little character head to the side would probably help.
Portraits?
But,
What?
portraits.
Yeah, a side image, yeah.
Because then you're reading at the bottom, and the character faces are like way at the top.
I mean, it's kind of long for all the ends, though.
That's true. It's just this one seems to be the pose doesn't change, or then
Yeah, it's just more subtle.
it's more
Yeah.
subtle than most.
I think a lot of that can be remedied if you take the sprites and basically drew them closer.
Mm-hmm.
Because we get like a 3/4 shot of the sprites, and I think if we brought that down to like either a bust or maybe like a thigh up. Actually, I think it is thigh up, but you can
Waist up,
probably
maybe?
push more, yeah, waist up or just bust.
And Catherine's pretty tall for a 7-year-old.
Yeah. She doesn't look 7 to me. She looks like 12.
No, but she
And
acts.
to be,
She acts.
yeah, she does.
She
definitely
does.
acts like a 7-year-old. Like that is.
Yeah.
Saying that someone's in charge because they're tall is the very 7-year-old thing to do.
Yeah, I think she's written really well.
It's
Yeah.
also not the annoying 7-year-old, it's the whimsical sort of innocence.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's just so interesting.
yeah. I kind of wish I had a better voice for her, but I don't. So.
All right, so
I think she was a well-written kid.
yeah, she really was. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. And I guess I don't know if it's my place to say thanks to everybody for coming to the Let's Read, but I'm going to say it anyway. So thanks, everybody.